Why are most interviews covered with at least 2 camera angles? Well, the main reason is the flexibility. It makes editing much easier to be able to cut between angles in order to shorten answers, to cut pauses, and to make sure that the cuts are not abrupt or jump cuts if you're cutting from the same angle. But the angles need to have at least 30 degrees of separation, either from distance to the subject or from angle to the subject. For this demonstration, I'm using the two 35mm and 50mm Thypoch Simera-C lenses. The 35mm works really well for the wider camera angle because it keeps more of the background in frame and it shows the subject relative to the space, especially if the space of the interview is important. It helps picture the person as a whole and it makes the shot feel way more conversational in nature. The 50mm is a great focal length for the closer perspective. It narrows the field of view, it gives a more compressed perspective, and it helps separate the subject from the background. This is usually the angle you would use for more emotional moments, or when you want the audience to feel closer to the person that is speaking. In a real interview setup, you would be running 2 cameras and the angles simultaneously, but because I only have 1 camera, I'm switching between focal lengths and angles to give you a proper demonstration. The most important thing when setting up these different angles is that they look different enough to justify cutting between them, while also making sure that they are consistent enough to belong to the same interview. This usually helps when you're shooting with lenses from the same kit or using cameras with the same color science. Have you ever shot a 2 camera and 2 angle interview before?